Because if you don't have a dream, you might be the cause of the frustration in this company. If you don't have a dream for your life personally, you might be contributing to the frustration in this organization, which is the Fright and Courier Group. So my question is, as we are sitting down today, do you have a dream for your personal life? Yes. You do? Yes. Awesome. Then clap hands for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maseko. I was born and bred in Davidton. So I'm from here, Eguruleni. I went to a public school that is in Kangala, Tsigale, and Hula Secondary School. And then, by the grace of God, if you can put it that way, I was discovered in the year 2006 because I finished my grade 12 in 2005. So I was discovered by the Department of Education, and I was employed as a life skills facilitator. So what I used to do in the year 2004 and 5 at Hula Secondary School, I used to stand in front of the learners like this and inspire them. So little did I know that I was on a journey to self-discovery. By the way, that's the title of my first book, the book I've written, A Discovery to Self-Journey, or rather a Journey to Self-Discovery. So I've written that book. It's going to be out next year, hopefully. So I didn't know that one day I was going to stand in front of people and speak to them and change their lives. So here am I today. I'm here and I'm going to speak to you. And by the way, I've been doing this kind of work for the good part of 8 years now. So I've been speaking to organizations. As you can see, thought leader in development. I've worked with a lot of youth, moving from one province to the other province. Right now I'm at work, so I'm going to speak to you. Allow me the opportunity to speak to you about certain keys or qualities that are going to help transform how you see things here at the Courier and Fright Group, how you see things concerning yourself. You need to understand this. If you get kicked out of this company, there's no guarantee that you might get a job again, despite your qualifications, sadly. So don't sit down and relax and say, well, I'm the greatest I've ever had. I know that as I apply, I might get a job again. No, 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 no. It's not guaranteed. My cousin brother, he happened to be dismissed. He was working for National Mobile, and he was a manager there. He had all these accolades, awards, and everything, went to the States. But unfortunately, in 2011, things ended up badly for him, and he was with the job for the past 2 years. Now, can you imagine the frustration? Being a manager to staying at home, changing channels. I'm telling you, I was so frustrated. He's got a new job now, he's happy, he's excited. And I said to him, look, take this job as if it was the last job ever on earth. Take this job and make sure that you provide a service that is of quality. When they look at you, they must just clap their hand and say, this is one employee who's doing wonders here in our company. So that is why I'm here to speak with you concerning that. So before I take you through the talk, here's a question that says, what is a leader? We've got a problem, unfortunately, in our country, in our families, in our societies, and everywhere we are. Everybody wants to be a leader. And let me tell you this, there's nothing wrong with being a follower. There's totally nothing wrong. I'm a Maseko by sending. That means I've got power in the Maseko family, isn't it so? I'm the firstborn to my dad. That gives me more stability, isn't it so? To raise my voice. But when the bigger Maseko is come, who is my dad, I sit down and listen. When he says to me, son, when we spoke the other week, I said you must do ABCD. Have you done that? It's either I scratch my head and say, yes sir, I've done ABCD. Then he says, good son. Then we move on with our life as the Maseko family. It's the same thing with where you are working, which is the Fright and the Courier Group. You've got senior managers, you've got management, you've got staff that you work with, and probably some of you look at the security guys as people who are nothing. Those people actually do an amazing job, if I can tell you. Because when I came through here, I asked the lady sitting there by the door a question, and she was able to refer me to the lady sitting there. So can you see that there are roles of significance also? So everybody, despite what they're doing in the company, their role is very, very, very important. So everybody wants to be a leader, but nobody wants to be a follower. So you find people saying, I want to stand in the middle. And I want people to hear to what I'm saying. I'm speaking, but here to speak first. That's leadership. You sit down, you listen, not because you're a fool, but because you are being developed. Because you are being shaped to a better position in your life. I'm going to take you through 3 Ds, then I'm going to take you through the talk. This is what happens with a leader. A leader is the person in charge, a person who convinces other people to follow. A great leader inspires confidence to others and moves them to action. Unfortunately, if you're a leader, you don't only tell people what to do. You do it yourself first, then we'll follow you. One of the greatest soccer teams in our country, Kaizer Chiefs. Alright, all the teams are great. Yes, all the I'm an Orlando Pirates fan, by the way. So all the teams are great, yes. But my point is this. Before Kaizer Chiefs, there had to be somebody by the name of Kaizer, isn't it so? Yeah. Yes. So that means he had to play for a certain team, for him to have a vision for where he's going with his life. So him playing professional football gave birth to Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah. So what he did, he inspired other people to have confidence based on their talent. We know about Dr. Kumalo, we know about Itimelenku, about Sinto Shabalala. So because of that, they know that Oprah Kaizer himself once played football. So I'm not playing for a team of someone who doesn't know anything about football. Can you imagine starting a football club? Me, people would laugh at me and say, no, what are you trying to do? Because you're not a soccer player. You don't know how to play soccer, but you can speak. So because I'm speaking, I'm giving birth to other young speakers that I'm training. So that's what happens. I had to be trained to be able to stand here and speak to people. So a leader inspires confidence to other people. When I was discovered, I was not told that you cannot speak, you don't have quality material. I was told that with time you're going to excel. 2006 till now, I'd like to think that has been a journey. Because there's a lot of mistakes that I made. I realized that firstly, I met different people. I always speak to 2 genders, females and males. And you speak with people who believe in different religions. And you need to respect that. Because you're speaking before people, unfortunately, it's not about me as a speaker, it's about you. So those are the things that I've learned with time, that when you address an audience, these are the things you must avoid. And this is what you must do. So a great leader inspires confidence to other people. When you pick up that phone call and speak to the clients of this company, you're a leader behind the telephone, unfortunately. Now the question is, do you bring that client back, as Mrs. Maseko has said, or does that client says, I don't think I want to have their service anymore because of their attitude? Do you bring those clients to come back? Or do those clients say, no, I spoke with so-and-so and I was not happy with their service? So you're a leader. Inspire confidence to those people that you speak with them over the phone. That's very, very important. Now, the first D of a leader is, as a leader, you need to discover yourself. You do what? You discover yourself. It's highly impossible for you to lead if you have not discovered who you are. For me to be standing here, I had to discover that I'm a speaker. Imagine if I was invited because somebody likes me that knows Usis Pindiwe. That would have not worked. But I had to discover myself. And that was the year 2004, when I had to stand in front of the learners after failing my grade 11 in the year 2003. Not because I was not reading, but because, unfortunately, I was sick. Almost died of a liver failure, which happened to kill my mother at the age of 27. So I'm 26, so I'm still alive. And I'm going to live until the age of 80, by the way. You know, so, unfortunately, the same sickness tried to attack me, but unfortunately, I'm stronger than the sickness. And I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. And then when I came back in there in 2004, I happened to be chosen as a head boy in our school. You see, things work for the good, believe me. It doesn't matter where you are in life right now. Things work for the good. So I failed and people laughed. I was popular at school. You know, so everybody knew it now, but you know, I failed and they said, you see, when you're popular, whatever that happens, people want to know. So when I failed, people say, he's failed. You know, but they didn't understand that a turnaround was taking place in my life. So I failed, and then I happened to be chosen. And then our principal said, you chose him? No ways. And I said, sir, please give me a chance. I'm going to prove you right. Not only did I prove him right, I excelled in my studies that year. Because I realized that failure, unfortunately, if you're not strong in strength and in character, can bring you down and suppress you. And you may end up feeling as if the world is unfair. So with that failure, I took it and made something good out of it. And then I became an A+ student. Can you imagine now you're an A+ student? On top of that, you're a head boy at the school. And I changed how things were done at my school. There were no longer bashes. We didn't do bashes that year. We did a talent show. You know, township schools have broken windows, isn't it so? They have broken doors, ceilings, and all those things. So I said, look, we're going to do a talent show. And then I said, no. We always do bash. And I said, look, let's take a different turn and see where I'm taking you guys. And we did that where people exposed their talent. Some were singing, some were acting. And it was so wonderful. And the school was fixed with the money that we made. So in that, I was being developed as a leader, a second D. You discover yourself, then you develop yourself. Now the problem with many people want to benefit without discovering and developing. That is why things are a mess in the world today. Many people want to benefit, but if you were to ask them, have you once swept the floor? Have you once poured your boss tea? They will say no. Me? No, I'll never do that. Why not? Because I'm not a tea lady. What's wrong with the tea lady? No. I'm not a tea lady, I've got a degree. There's nothing wrong with the tea lady. She's doing a job also. We have to have people who are serving us, unfortunately. As we also serve other people. So, you discover yourself as a leader. And then, you develop yourself. Through studies, going to university, however means which works for you. You do that. And then, the third D, which is the most powerful D. Like as I said, Brakeza. He discovered that he has a talent to play soccer. Then he developed himself as a professional soccer player. After that, when it was time for him to stop playing professional football, he displayed his quality of being a professional soccer player by doing what? By studying Kaizer Chiefs, which is one of the biggest brands in our country today. Do you know that Kaizer Chiefs has more followers than any other team in our country? Yes. So it took for Brakeza to do what? To discover his talent, to develop himself. And then later on, it was time for him to quit playing soccer ball, for him to display his quality of knowing football, in knowledge and in talent, by studying his own team. So can you please give Brakeza a round of applause? Pirates, fair. So yes, I'm glad to believe my dad would kill me to hear that I spoke about Kaizer Chiefs. So this is what I'm going to speak to you about. 6 qualities of a passionate and productive employee. I believe that's what we want to all become, isn't it so? Yes. We all want to be passionate, we all want to do, and we all want to be productive, isn't it so? Guys, listen. This is what I know to be true. Nobody wants to remain in the same level. I know for a fact that a single girl somewhere is frustrated and saying, I'm telling you. I'm a single guy, but I know that I spoke to God and said, you need to start fixing some things. You know, so you come to a point where you say, things need to move. I don't want to be in the same position. You can drive a nice car, but unfortunately when it's time to get to the stop sign, you will stop. Whether you want to, or whether you don't want to. And that's what happens in our lives. There's times where we find ourselves in a place where things have stopped. And it's not that things have stopped. It's that you must learn some few things about life. Because if you pass by the stop sign, you might cause a great car accident. You might go to jail, unfortunately, for the rest of your life. So, I want to speak to you about 6 qualities of a passionate and productive employee. It's very, very, very important as an employee to listen properly to instruction. Most people will be doing this. The boss is communicating something, or the leader, or whoever, and the person is busy on WhatsApp. You see, it's very, very easy in a crowd like this to be chatting on your phone because nobody's looking at you. It's very, very easy. You know, so somebody's standing here, somebody's speaking and giving you instructions about the tasks that you're supposed to deliver. But somebody's busy on WhatsApp and say, hey, Titsala, I can't wait to go home and see you. These people, they're taking forever to get done at this event. You know, you're doing that. And by the time the boss finishes speaking, he says or she says, everybody got it, and everybody says, got it. You get it. And then everybody picks up their bag and they're rushing to go home. I'm telling you, tomorrow, when they come back at work and they give you a task, you say, but I don't remember going through something like this. And they say, hello, we spoke about this yesterday. So what happens is, when you do that, unfortunately, you make the company to stand in great chances of losing great clients who are bringing great finances in this organization. And when that happens, a lot of people might lose their jobs. When people lose their jobs, that means the economy of our country goes down. So this thing is not only about you, it's about your family. It's about contributing to our country economically. So this thing is bigger than you. When I developed this talk, I didn't just say, well, I'm going to be speaking at the Fried group, fine, PNUA invited me. No, I take this very serious because this is actually the first time I'm teaching about this. So we're going to post this on YouTube, and I know other companies are going to invite me. So I take this very serious. I had to study, I had to sit down and make sure that I develop material that is of quality. I don't know who's sitting here. I don't know who your daddy is. I don't know who your mother is. Maybe one of your mother or your father is sitting in parliament. And if I deliver something of quality, you might say, Dad, you've got just the person you have been looking for. So that's what you do. You deliver a quality service. So listen to instructions very, very carefully. Take note of them. Don't just say, well, I'm going to work from 8 to 5. It doesn't work that way. I sometimes sit in my office at least for 16 hours, studying, developing a good material, watching other speakers, and listening to great motivational talks. Because I'm trying to empower myself. I don't want to only speak in South Africa. I want to be a global inspirational speaker one day. Young as I am, I know it's possible, and I'm going to do it. Because I take what I do very serious. It's a gift given to me, and I'm going to multiply it in so many ways I can. Whether on Facebook, whether on Twitter, whether on YouTube, whether on DVDs and discs, whatever the means is, I take whatever that I'm doing very serious. I had to sit down and listen to instructions when I was told that, listen, Lonwabo, you've got a gift, you have a potential to go places, but you need to listen to ABCD. Take your job very serious, dress properly and go to speak to people, listen to what they tell you to do. So I speak to different organizations about different things. So when I prepared this talk, I knew what kind of audience I'm having, I know what this company does. And that is why we're speaking about 6 qualities of a passionate and productive employee. The second quality is be passionate when you come to work. It's very, very important for you to be passionate. You see, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. You swear that I was speaking at 8 o'clock. Yet I was speaking at 3 o'clock. Woke up at 5 o'clock, studied, did everything I had to do. 7 o'clock I was ironing my suit. Well, it's said that I'm not wearing my jacket because it's hot, unfortunately. We have been looking so nice. Anyways, so woke up at 5 o'clock, went through my material, did whatever daily devotion that I do daily when I wake up. And I said, today I'm going to be speaking with amazing people. Today I'm going to be speaking with people who are community members, people who are of different families. I might even be speaking to people, unfortunately, who do not know why they exist on earth. So I must try and help them to find out why they're here on earth. So what you do is you become very passionate about your job. As you come to work, don't complain. Don't say, well, I'm going there because we need money. No, believe me, life is not about money. Life is about progress. Life is about destination. So we don't work for money. Because money is made out of paper. And paper is taken out of the tree. So there's many trees around you. So you're not poor. You're just lazy dragging your feet. Yeah. Don't drag your feet when you come to work. Be passionate. Do more research about your company. How can I be of a better employee? What quality service can I provide while I'm working? How can I treat my coworkers in a better manner? Can people rely on me? Can they say, Ophelia was not at work? we saw that she was not at work. Okay, or they say something like this, she was not at work. Oh, thank God she was not at work. Because I'm telling you, people say those things for it. Oh, she was not at work. We thank God. What a peace we had. Thank you very much. Don't be that kind of a person. It's not nice. You see, my name is Lonwabo, which means joy. So when I'm around people, I try to bring out the best. I find people who are sulking, people are sad, and I said, why are you sad? And things are not going well. I say, whose things are going well? Whose things are going well? Everyone is frustrated by whatever cause in their lives. I'm telling you, if I were to sit down, interview everyone in this room, believe me, I'll find out that there's something that you do not like about your life. But unfortunately, that's life. That's life. When God created earth and heaven, He says it was full of darkness, and He spoke light to it. Simply to say, unfortunately, life is balanced by both light and darkness. You're not going to be having light on your head all the time. No. Sometimes you're going to go through days that are making you to say, and in that's when solutions come. Back then we didn't have cell phones. Do you have them? One of the chapters in my book, I speak about dating somebody who stays far and having to call them at 8 o'clock. That's how things used to be back then, because you had no cell phones. And if you miss that phone call at 8 o'clock, you'll be miserable. You will say, can't you call again? And he told you to say, look, 8 o'clock is when I'm going to be able to call you again. By the time you called, your mother said, she's not home yet. And by the time, even if it's 8:05, he said 8 o'clock. You see, people back then, they took everything serious. 8 o'clock meant 8 o'clock. So if you miss that phone call, hey, you might call after 2 months again. You might be frustrated. You keep saying, I miss my love. So I'll call after 2 months again. But then, because of that, there was a problem. So somebody invented what we call today a cell phone, what we call today a mobile phone, what we call today a personal phone, which makes life so easy, yet at the very same time, very complicated. Because you sit in, and every now and then the phone is buzzing. It's like everybody can get through you now. You know, it's as if we've missed the importance of why this gadget was produced. So people, what they do is, you find people, it's time to work and produce outstanding results. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on WhatsApp, they're on Skype, they're everywhere. And that alone steals time, steals passion, because at that time, you are not developing yourself. So this was made for us to communicate when it's necessary. A lot of people come to work only thinking about